Liverpool may be preparing one of those quiet moves that suddenly explode across the headlines. The search for a new right-back has taken on an even more intriguing tone in recent weeks, as Arne Slot continues trying to fine-tune the perfect mechanism for the position. This season has been a roller coaster on that flank. Frimpong and Bradley alternate between outstanding performances and moments of instability. Szoboszlai, in a level of versatility almost uncommon, is even shifted there when Slot needs to patch the team together. And even Calvin Ramsey, whom many had already forgotten, reappeared with a sparkling display against Crystal Palace in the League Cup, ironically, on a night that was disastrous for the rest of the team. With so many mixed signals and a void left by Trent Alexander-Arnold's departure in the summer, the feeling inside Anfield is that something must change, and change quickly. The word circulating behind the scenes is that Slot and Richard Hughes are analysing not only names, but also a potential tactical redesign. Liverpool may be on the verge of shifting to a back three, opening space for fullbacks or wingbacks with profiles completely different from what we have seen over the past decade. That alone sets off an alarm bell. If the system changes, the type of player needed changes with it. It is precisely at this point that the figure creating a quiet but growing buzz emerges: Wilfried Singo, currently at Galatasaray. According to a report from Turkey, Liverpool scouts were sent specifically to watch him in a Champions League clash against Ajax. The curious detail is that they were not there solely for Singo. They also wanted to monitor James McConnell, on loan from the Reds themselves. But the Ivorian's performance caught the eye in a different way. He is not just another name on the list, he fits an extremely specific profile, which makes everything even more intriguing. Singo does not have Frimpong's frenetic, aggressive style, nor Bradley's dynamism. His game is more measured, more cerebral, more defensive, exactly what you expect from a wingback in a back three structure. He impressed precisely because of this. While Liverpool tried to press and quicken the tempo, Singo seemed unshakable, controlling his zone with an icy composure. His ability to carry the ball and drive it with purpose, always seeking vertical passes that break lines, makes him the type of player who naturally fits into teams that value intelligent build-up, something Slot deeply appreciates. Another detail in the Ivorian's favour is his physical presence. Standing at 1.90 meters, Singo not only dominates duels both on the ground and in the air, but also offers tactical versatility. At both Galatasaray and Monaco, he has been deployed as a right-sided centre-back in three-man defences, exactly the scenario that, coincidentally or not, is beginning to be speculated as Liverpool's future alternative. For a team undergoing structural reconstruction, a player capable of filling two roles efficiently is practically gold dust.
Of course, all this interest runs into a real obstacle. Singo has only just arrived at Galatasaray. The Turkish club have assembled a strong, ambitious and expensive squad, and they have no intention of dismantling it easily. With major names such as Victor Osimhen leading the attack, Gala's project is sizable, and selling a key piece mere months after signing him is not part of their plan. The price, therefore, will not be low. But there is one factor that always enters the equation: the Premier League. The mere possibility of playing in the world's most coveted league is enough to unsettle almost any player, and Liverpool know that very well. If Hughes and Slot decide that Singo truly is the ideal name to rebalance the defence and unlock new tactical possibilities, the move will come. And when Liverpool really wants someone, very few doors stay closed for long. Now, the question is whether this quiet movement behind the scenes is just routine scouting, or the first step in yet another strategic shift by the Reds in the transfer market. The answer may be approaching, and all signs point to Arne Slot wanting to transform the right-back role into one of the pillars of his new era at Anfield.
After Liverpool's quiet manoeuvring in the transfer market, the same movement that has already begun to gain momentum with the scouting of Singo in Turkey, another parallel yet equally strategic storyline is starting to unfold behind the scenes at Anfield. while Arne Slot adjusts pieces and analyses potential reinforcements for his new era. A name who once wore the Reds shirt is, interestingly, reigniting internal debates and may end up producing unexpected effects on the club's financial planning. Tyler Morton. His departure seemed, at first glance, just another discreet farewell within the long list of Melwood graduates seeking playing time across Europe. But the truth is that the transfer may end up benefiting Liverpool in a surprising way, almost in a Xabi Alonso effect style. Morton left the club in August for Lyon, carrying with him the long-standing desire to finally establish a consistent senior career. Liverpool, as usual in this type of deal, ensured a 20% sell-on clause, one of those safeguards few talk about, but which can turn into gold at the right moment. And that moment may be arriving faster than expected. Even last summer, before leaving, Morton had already attracted heavy interest. Championship clubs attempted to sign him, but the most unexpected move came from none other than Xabi Alonso, who personally phoned the youngster to convince him to join Bayer Leverkusen. The detail is that, while all this was happening, Morton was on a golf course, unaware that one of Liverpool's greatest icons was about to dial his number. According to the player himself, Alonso showered him with praise, speaking about his potential and how perfectly he would fit into the German project. However, at that time, Arne Slot was clear he wanted to keep him in the squad. Conversations were open and direct. Morton attempted to push for a move, but Liverpool needed him as midfield cover, especially with the ongoing tactical restructuring. Then came a shoulder injury in January, delaying any transfer opportunity, until finally, after the pre-season tour in Asia, the club decided to let him go. Since then, Morton has been shining in France. He made 14 appearances for the Reds before leaving, but he seems to have found at Lyon the space he had long been searching for, even amid the financial difficulties the club is facing. His solid performances have not gone unnoticed, and, in a plot twist only football can produce, Premier League clubs are now circling him once again. Crystal Palace, according to reports from the French press, are preparing for a possible departure of Adam Wharton and view Morton as the ideal replacement. This scenario is making Lyon, who are dealing with serious financial constraints, think twice. As confirmed by OL executive Michael Gerlinger, the club are still trying to stabilise their accounts after nearly being relegated to League Two. In other words, an English offer for Morton would be difficult to refuse, even if the 23-year-old is happy in France and not showing any urgency to leave.
And here is the point that connects everything. While Slot's, Hughes, and Liverpool's recruitment department continue to study reinforcements, such as Singo, the club may end up receiving funds from a player who has already departed. The 20% clause included in the deal with Lyon could bring in a significant amount should Morton return to the Premier League. An unexpected profit, the kind of forward-thinking move Liverpool always tried to embed in their transfer strategy. In other words, while the Reds look ahead, analysing new pieces to fit Slot's system, the recent past may come knocking, bringing money with it. And in modern football, especially during rebuilds like the one Liverpool are going through, even the invisible details matter. Morton, unintentionally, might be about to help the club once more, this time from outside the pitch.